Mikel Arteta's Arsenal beat Nottingham Forest 2-1 on the opening weekend of the Premier League season, and there were some very interesting tactical ideas from Arteta as he looks to accommodate his new signings. On paper, we've seen Arsenal use a standard 4-3-3, but with Thomas Partey as the right back and Jurriën Timber as the left back. And in possession phases, Thomas Partey would invert into midfield to sit alongside Declan Rice, as Timber would look to shuffle across to create the back three, with Kai Havertz and Martin Ødegaard pushing on high into the left and right 8 midfield slots, and the front three looking to play as wide as possible in attempt to stretch the Forest back line. And for the most part, this 3-2-2-3 formation was Arsenal's first half shape in possession, in which they had 79% of, by the way. But with this 3-2-2-3 shape with the box in midfield, it's something that we've seen used a lot last season. But for Arsenal in this game, there was a lot of movement within the midfield of the formation, especially when focusing on the two new players in Kai Havertz and Declan Rice. In the first half, we've seen more of a traditional box midfield, with Kai Havertz playing as the left number 8, but he was struggling to impact the game. So in the second half, Mikel Arteta shifted him into a more central attacking role, playing directly behind the centre forward, with Rice and Ødegaard in fact actually becoming the left and right sided midfielders, turning this box midfield into almost a diamond. However, this shape is very aggressive and it actually leaves the number 6, which in this case was Thomas Partey, very isolated, and especially when Forest looked to counter-attack down the wider channels. And it might have been for this shape tweak that could explain the second half momentum shift and imbalance for Arsenal. And overall, Arsenal really struggled to create high quality chances. In fact, Forest actually accumulated more expected goals in the game. And as we can see on the graph here, Arsenal dropped off massively in terms of their attacking threat in the second half, but Kai Havertz had an overall more involved second half, and a lot of this was down to him being moved into that number 10 position. And when Arsenal had possession, especially in the first half, he was somewhat of a passenger, and we can see this in his attacking data directly from the game, showing that he had a low amount of passes into the final third, low amount of passes into the box, and a low amount of touches overall. But off the ball, he actually played really well, and in fact, he won the most amount of duels of any single Arsenal player in the match, showing that he does bring something very important to that Arsenal midfield. But Declan Rice, on the other hand, was involved in all areas across the 90 minutes. In the first half, he was playing as a much deeper midfielder. However, in the second half, we've seen him given license to get forward and be more of a direct box threat. And this is shown off really well not only in his data from the game, showing that he had the most amount of shots and shots on target, but also in this direct situation from the match. Arsenal win possession back in their own third and they look to counter-attack. Bukayo Saka plays a long pass down the channel into Martinelli and he looks to go 1v1 against his wing-back. He shifts the ball from the left side to the right side and the front three look to find space within the penalty area. Kai Havertz and Martin Ødegaard then move around each other to drag away the opposition defenders, leaving a massive amount of space on the edge of the box for Declan Rice to arrive in. He receives it, strikes cleanly, but unfortunately it connects with the post. And if Mikel Arteta continues to give this freedom to Declan Rice and allows him to break further forward and be a greater goal threat, then there's no doubt that his goal and assist return will get better throughout the season. And because of how many bodies Arsenal are looking to commit into that midfield, it leaves the wingers able to go 1v1 against their wing backs, and this is actually in fact where both of the goals come from. The first goal coming from an amazing Martinelli dribble and a delightful skill to work the ball in the box for Eddie Nketiah to knock home. And the second goal coming directly from Bukayo Saka squaring up his fullback, shifting it in a 1v1 scenario and whipping it to the far left corner. And this is what you get with a packed out midfield and wide as possible wingers. It was a steady start for Arsenal. The second half momentum caught them out, a shape change to try and elevate the performance levels backfired, and they conceded from an offensive corner routine in transition. But Mikel Arteta got the 3 points and he will have learned a lot from that opening game, and something tells me this isn't going to be the last tactical tweak we're going to see from his Arsenal team this season.